So on one hand, there is a large diversity issue going on in STEM, tech, computer science, STEAM, in terms of it's mainly white and Asian males who are engaging in a lot of those professions. So we're trying to diversify it, whether it be based on gender or race or sexuality or however you want, whatever demographic you want to go with. We're trying to balance things out a little bit more. That's great. I totally support this. I don't think it should be heavily swayed in one direction or demographic more than another. That's just a little weird. But I do question, well, why is that? Why is there this imbalance in some demographics, in some professions and not in others? And when it comes to this lack of representation within these fields, this can create some problems in terms of creating silent forms of oppression, where it's saying these are the certain kinds of people who will be successful or can engage in these kinds of careers. So that is a form of oppression, and it is typically a silent one. One of the things that I find interesting as a non-binary individual is that we have several CS organizations that are dedicated to getting more women and girls interested in computer science. We also have lots of publications and presentations on this particular topic. But we don't have the same movement or public outcry for elementary teachers, where more than 80% of the elementary teachers are women and white. So this is an example of focusing on one form of dominance in CS as a field, while ignoring others in elementary education as a field. So my question is, why is it unacceptable that there are so few women in STEM, CS, tech, etc., but we don't complain that there are so few men in elementary education? So to me, this is a selective view of oppression that we, as a field, need to actually reconcile with. We can't just go with the dominative narrative that we need to get more women in CS professions. Yeah, I agree with you. But if we view that as a problem, then we also need to engage in a conversation about the demographic imbalances that exist within educators and the field of education. And why do organizations that are trying to help marginalized genders, such as women, in some fields like STEM, STEAM, CS, tech, etc., why don't they also mention that gender is not a binary and that there are individuals who exist outside of that false binary, like myself and other guests who have been on the show? Okay, so I'm going to end rant there.
This excerpt of the CSK8 podcast is from episode number 56, which is titled Pedagogy of the Oppressed, Chapter 4. You can listen to the full episode and hundreds more by searching for the CSK8 podcast on your favorite podcast app or by going to jaredo'leary.com.